Shoot.
We're live.
Yeah.
Okay, we are live.
Oh
17 seconds in.
Okay, it's telling me I'm not live, so.
Well, if you're not live, what are you? Are you an actual zombie? Damn.
This is a CIA representation. So.
Life model
All right.
decoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the first of 3 episodes where we're going to be discussing Netflix's Resident Evil series. I'm the host tonight, Scott Baker, Zombie Writer, Rada World Series, Nurse Alyssa versus the Zombies, and the Chronicles of Paul. Rich, introduce yourself.
My name is Rich Restucci. I've been friends with Scott for a while now, and Sylvester. I have 2 series set in the same world. One is the Run series, and one is the Zombie Theory series. And I've got a few dozen short stories out there in anthologies. Look around, you will find me.
Yeah.
And
right. Sylvester.
Hey, my name is Sylvester Barzey. I have 1 current zombie series. It is called the Planet Dead series. Oh, look, I got the book. And, just excited to be here to talk some Resident Evil. Oh, Bethany showed up.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yay! Okay.
It's your turn to intro.
And
I'm
Bethany. Glad you could join us.
Perfect timing.
Yep, I'm the not prepared one.
What's your zombie book?
Huh?
Introduce your book.
Yeah, introduce your book.
Sorry, I got different headphones on, so I can't really hear very well. So my book is Highway of the Dead, and it's fun to read. Oh. Were we talking about our book?
Kinda. Yeah, that was good.
No, I just want everybody to say who they are and what books they got out there.
Okay.
Because I mean, come on. Any of our books is better than the Resident Evil series. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's fighting words for Sylvester.
Hi, Mona.
Hi, Mona.
All right. We're just a forewarning for everyone listening in. We're only talking about the first 3 episodes, and there may be some spoilers for the 3 episodes. So if you haven't watched the first 3 yet, you might want to go back, catch the recorded version of this, because we might give away, but we're only covering the first 3 episodes. So don't worry about giving away, the great ending at the end when you find out it's all a dream and Wesker, was imagining it while in a coma.
When you find out that Billy wasn't real and it was all Jade's figment of her imagination.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I want to end The Walking Dead. If I was the go down the rabbit hole. If I was the producers of The Walking Dead, the very last episode, I would make the fake ending where Grimes wakes up and he was shot and he was in a coma, and his wife is there and Shane and the kids are there, and the governor and Negan are his doctors, and Carol is his nurse, and Daryl comes in, he's the one giving him his food. I think that would be such a perfect ending. For the
like the comic book ending when we see, we ain't gonna see it in the show, but when you see Carl's all grown up and he was telling this story to his daughter and stuff. I like that. I think as a comic book collector, I would have been highly upset if it ended and it was all a dream and I bought every issue, and I would have been a little angry.
A cop out, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of feel for both of you on that one. I think I think I'd like to see it Scott's way, but I also like the way it ended in the comics too.
Yeah. Okay.
I never finished the comics. I got to go back and finish it. So
everyone, they're expensive now.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You good luck. They're pricey. Mm-hmm.
Everyone out there listening in, please feel free to comment, throw in your opinion. I just ask that you don't give away spoilers from episodes 4 on. Resident Evil's Netflix series. They made a big production of it. I watched the first 3. I'm going to try to watch the rest this weekend.
And he's gone. I don't know if you guys know this, but Scott used to work for the CIA, so they're clearly
we'll start with the young lady.
Tapped in.
They're cracking down on it.
Yeah, exactly. We lost you again, buddy.
Yeah, They put me on a 5-second delay to make sure I don't.
No secrets.
No
If he
secret.
stops again.
Well, maybe someone in the CIA likes Resident Evil. He
I
doesn't
know,
like
right?
your opinion
How
of
dare
it,
you,
Scott.
badmouth.
I like me and my wife. It took us probably like 3 days to just knock out the whole series. The thing about me and all the criticism that's going on is when it was first announced, I ran into a lot of people who were already against it just because, you know, they changed Wesker's race and the two kids are minorities. So there was a lot of kind of like hate just because it had a lot more representation than the fan base was used to. So then the show came out and then all this hate came. So it's kind of hard to like divide what is real criticism and what is just the hate that was already built up to begin with. So that is my problem with the giant hatred that's going on. Because I don't know. I didn't feel like it was a terrible show. I also didn't feel like it was the best show in the world, but
Same. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll definitely watch the next iterations of it, but it didn't knock my socks off. I thought it was pretty good. Definitely better shows out there.
Yeah.
But hey, it's got zombies in it. I gotta watch it. So I actually watched it all in a day and a half.
Yeah.
I just cranked it out. And the thing is, I don't remember the end of the third one, so I don't know where my timeline. I just like watched them all.
Yeah, when it was all done.
So
when it
I'm
was
gonna
like,
need a reminder on what happens at the end of the third one, so I don't wreck it for you guys who haven't seen it.
yeah, me too. It all just kind of
exactly. It runs together.
So.
But the hate I heard was that it wasn't. I didn't hear so much as the racist stuff, but I mean I get it. But I heard that people weren't gonna like it because they invented these new two characters as the kids, and it sort of went off the rails from both the games and the movies. I thought it was pretty close to the games, actually.
I heard that the characters, Billy and Jade, they are characters in the video game, but they're not Billy and Jade. Like they're two twin boys, and so like they still had a story of twins. It's just they just made them girls. So I didn't think it should be that big of a difference. I enjoyed it a lot because I felt like there was a lot of like nods to the video game that I always missed when I was watching the old movies. Like the old movies was great, but I always got hyped when they did something that was in the video game, like when they showed Leon or when they showed Nemesis. That's when I got excited. So when I saw the liquor and I don't know what episodes we're on, but when I saw things, I was happy.
Yeah, so agreed on the liquor. That was cool. And again, I don't want to give anything away. I don't know when that happened, but did you play the games?
Yeah, I played.
So I never did, but I watched them get played. So I was a little bit past video games by that time. Of course, now I'm into them again, hook, line, and sinker. But by that time, I didn't really have any time.
Oh yeah, my favorite one was Resident Evil 4. I was supposed to be getting a job that summer, and I just wasted my whole time with my GameCube playing Resident Evil 4 on a couch.
Right?
Yeah. So it was an amazing time. Me and Leon, we bonded.
I wasn't so much on the games. I watched the movies. And kind of like you, Rich, I watched people play the games. But you know, I'm kind of torn on it. I've only seen the first 3 episodes so far, and it ends with the spider in the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to kind of help you guys.
So we did have the liquors then.
Yes, you did have the liquors. I really like the liquors. I think they were way cooler in this one so far than in the movies. I like that they have the zombie dog in there. I feel like that's just classic Resident Evil across the board. The characters, I don't really know them too much, just what I know from the movies. And the main thing that bugged me is so nothing to do with Resident Evil. It's like the parent in me wanted to jump through the screen and just ground those children for how they treated their father so much. I was focusing on that so much.
They were so annoying. Actually, no,
Yes.
I liked Billy.
Billy was good.
Jade bothered me as a child. I was
Yes.
just like, from
Man.
the minute you saw her, she had something to say, and I was just like, I would have left you wherever we came from. Like, I don't know.
Wherever we came.
Attitude,
Yeah.
lots and lots of attitude. I mean, Albert Wesker was a strong man to put up with that stuff. He
Yeah.
really was.
It
was
But-
like you, Bethany. I was looking at him like, "Are you kidding? Did they just
Yeah.
say that to their dad?"
See, my problem is with the Wesker character, not the fact that they turned him into an African American.
Yeah.
Lance Reddick is one of the best actors out
Oh,
there.
he's amazing.
But
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
used to the Wesker from the movies and from the game, who was cold-blooded. I mean, I think this man had like one heartbeat a year.
Mhm.
And in this movie, he's taking crap from his daughters. He's being pushed around by the CEO of Umbrella Corporation. The only scene I saw the Wesker I liked was when he dressed down the father who threatened to take his daughter to court.
Yes.
That was
Oh my God, that was
fun.
He did it so quiet. There was such an underlying menace in his voice.
That was such an amazing scene. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like whenever someone's praising this show, they always bring that scene up, and it's so good. But I mean, I just feel like you have to hold on, and then you'll learn more about his character.
Yeah, you just need to wait a little.
Yeah, you just gotta ride it out for a little bit more.
And that's one of the reasons I haven't really badmouthed the show.
Yeah.
Rich and I were talking earlier. It's like I noticed that we don't see.
Hey, Rich.
Jade is the Asian sister, right?
No, that's Billy.
No,
Really,
Billy's the Asian.
we have not seen Billy yet in the 2036 version.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking something happens to her where assumption, I don't know anything, where she creates 2036.
Again, not going to wreck it for you. You got to wait on that. We got, like Sylvester said, you got to ride that one out.
The number one
And Jade's
thing,
running around out there trying.
the number one thing that I got two things from this show. I think the other thing I'll save for the next episode of this, but the number one thing I got is that Jade in the future has like the worst and best luck all at the same time. Like all at the same time. Just when you think it's about over for her, something just magically happens for her.
Yep. You're right. That happens more than once.
Yeah. So I'm just and it's like the worst day. All she wanted to do was kill this little rabbit or something.
Don't cut yourself.
Like Mona said, that scene when she jumps off the compound into the zombies. It was like a scene from Alice, one of the Resident Evil movies with her.
Definitely.
The other character that is not settling right with me is the chubby bearded guy that's heading down the assassin group, trying to hunt Jay down in the wilderness. It's just like, that's not the type of guy I picture doing this.
But I love this guy. I don't.
Me too.
He's just got that thing because he doesn't seem like the typical guy to hunt people down. Like he just seems like the guy who's going to be like in a coffee shop somewhere. But I think that's why I like him so much, because he's just so unexpected and he's just like happy-go-lucky. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" Having a chat while he kidnaps her.
He definitely.
You've only seen up to the third episode, right?
Yeah.
Bethany?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Me
Scott
too.
too. So again, the hefty guy, he goes from zero to a hero at 100 miles an hour. You are gonna love this guy, Scott.
Yes.
Yeah, he had to grow on me. He had to grow on me.
Exactly.
Because, like, at first, when I first saw him and everything, it was just kind of like, I felt like there wasn't a real villain, because he was just kind of like a lackey who's like, but he grew on me. I really did enjoy his character a lot. He did grow on me. So
now, how do you guys feel, and lady, how do you feel about the comparing it to the TVs, not the movies, and the comparison to the video? I've only played the first two video games, and I see some of the nods to it. The giant spider at the end of the third one.
Yeah.
But I don't see this falling into either of those two categories. This like it's its own universe, its own multiverse.
Yeah, well, they need poetic license. They've taken poetic license, and I personally think that's a good thing. When you talk to Star Wars fans and Star Trek fans and who have read books versus movies, they hate everything that doesn't follow right on the line, and you get the same thing here because Resident Evil has an enormous fan base. A lot of people love the show, so when it derails a little and it goes off in a direction that either the writers or the producers or directors want it to go, but it doesn't stick to to canon, people get really pissy about that. Me, I think it's great because it's a new way to go, unless it gets ridiculous, and sometimes that happens. But for this show, I think so far they've done a pretty good job. Like Sylvester said, this isn't going to win any horror awards. It's not the best show in the world, but it's certainly not the worst.
Yeah, I felt like it wasn't going to please the fan base. Like the fan base it's too divided to be pleased. Like there's people that have only seen the movies. There are people that love the video games. There's people that have read the book series. There's people that don't love the animated things. There's too many different universes to please everyone.
Yeah, there's no way to win.
Yeah, if you went in and you only watched Resident Evil movies, you're gonna be highly upset because Alice never existed in the video games. So, like for them to even, so it's just hard. Like, especially when people compare it to the movies, it's kind of like it's hard because the movies created their own universe, and this is exactly what this one's doing. Like, I feel like they dive into it a little bit, like the timeline. It seems like Raccoon City. The first Raccoon City blew up in the 90s. So that falls into place with the video games. And then it just kind of goes from there. So I just feel like the fan base is just way too many different avenues to please everybody.
Right. Agreed.
Well, I think they created this in order to get more fans, like new fans, for people, who haven't watched just the movies or played the games and done everything. It just kind of opens up more avenues for it. I know going into it, especially recently when we've had all the Resident Evil releases recently that are all different from stuff. I think people are kind of expecting it to not be exactly the same. And I think they even came out where they were like, it's not going to follow along. And the movies were completely separate in their own world. I think intended for that. But it's cool when you see across the board little Easter eggs that they throw in there for people, for the diehard fans who do follow along all that. So I think they always try to throw little Easter eggs for those guys.
What were some of the Easter eggs you guys found?
There's more later.
Yeah, there's a lot more later, but you got the dog, you got the giant spider. You've got the liquors.
Yeah.
Wesker. What else is in there? I know the CEO herself. She's the daughter of the main dude that started like
Umbrella.
In the video game. You just mostly see him in a painting or something. But yeah. So, but my favorite Easter eggs that haven't come yet, but you'll see. I feel like I could say this because he was only there for like a good minute. It's I think it's Resident Evil 4 with the guy with the sack on his head and he has a chainsaw and I love him so much.
I remember that.
So you'll see him soon. When I saw him, I was like, my wife was like, what are you talking about? Like
All right, so let's take this out of the Resident Evil universe.
Okay.
If this was not named Resident Evil, how would you rate it as a zombie show?
Oh, it'd probably be real low.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, Mark.
Go ahead, Sylvester. Hey, Mark.
It's the Resident Evil and the representation that I'm holding on to. That's what's giving it more stars for me. If it was just like, here's a show, I would have been like, you should have saved your money for Black Summer season 3 years.
Yeah, right. So, and see what you just said, that's the kicker, because there's so many better zombie shows out there. I know you're a huge fan of the precursor of Black Summer. And
Z Nation,
yeah. But to me, Black Summer is just utterly terrifying. It's kind of like the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead, which were it was all about people not being able to escape this horrible plague that was turning people into terrible things. And Black Summer is the same way.
Yeah.
But it's just so fast. Black Summer is just such a fast, where The Walking Dead is this slow burn where you're always kind of you're never really safe. Black Summer is you're never safe. You're just terrified and you're just running the whole way. And
what I loved about what I loved about the first season of Black Summer was the way they do the little vignettes and then tie them into the other vignettes.
Exactly.
But the second season just drove me nuts because they kept on jumping back and forth in the timeline.
The whole plague would have been ended if Zach could have just shut the damn door. Just shut the door. Game over. And he just couldn't figure it out.
The second season drove me crazy because I just felt like the right people didn't die. And some people I miss a little more than others. I wanted a mom and daughter to die. I'm just going to put it out there. They deserve it.
Oh, they were pains in the ass. they were all about me. It's all about me.
My God. I hated them so much. And I thought, I was just like, okay, she found her kid. I'm pretty sure she'll be all right. But no, season 2, she just came in like a wrecking ball. Like I was like, oh.
She killed everybody. She went right into bitch mode and she didn't have to.
Leaving people to die, just like, oh my God.
That guy that was running from the zombie, the helicopter crash, and he finally gets through the fence and she blasts the thing and he's like, oh, thank you. Right in the noggin. I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, what a jerk.
I don't know. I lost interest in it on the second season. The first season I loved, but the second season I have to go back and rewatch it, but that's going to be my third time trying to rewatch it. I keep losing interest in it.
So right now where you two are at, do you guys feel like this will get a second season? Resident Evil.
Right now, watching up to the 3rd episode, I hope not. But but I'm also aware that it's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And they're setting up the framework. They're setting up the fact that Billy just won't stand up for herself. But you could see the mental collapse, whereas Jade's getting frustrated. Wesker, I'm dying to see what they do with him. I'm dying to see what happens to the CEO. I like her. She's cool, but she is just one tough bitch. And I want to see what happens to her. Does she get her just coming?
You like her? What scene did you watch? Like,
I like her.
She cut off the rat's head.
I like her in a bad way.
Okay.
Like Hans Gruber. I wouldn't want him for
So, Sylvester, as someone who's seen it all the way through, what do you think? Do you think that it's going to get another season?
I think if it gets a season 2, it's on its name alone. Like, it's because it's Resident Evil. It's going to get a season 2. Because I am still sitting here wondering why Daybreakers didn't get a season 2. And so, yeah.
The Edwards. Hey, buddy. So I read recently that this series, the Resident Evil series on Netflix, has one of the lowest audience scores of any Netflix show ever. Yeah. So from a monetary standpoint, they might just go and just kill it. But it's got so much potential to grow. Where it ended on, of course it did. It ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of places to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it got wrecked by the fans. I mean, a lot of people just like you said, Sylvester, there's just so many universes out there. To tie them all into one or make your own, you lose from all the other ones. So
I just feel like nothing. Like, I haven't seen the newest Resident Evil movie, but I feel like there's nothing that's been produced from Resident Evil that has given me the feel feelings that I've gotten in the video game. That claustrophobic, just kind of trapped, afraid to turn the corner feelings. And that's what I really want. I wish they would do like you know how Fear Street had like 3 movies that all connected? I wish they would do that. They would just do like this one and that one and just do that instead of trying to make a series. I'm sorry, Bethany, what were you saying?
Oh, no. I interrupted you. So, what was that last Resident Evil movie that came out, the live action one?
Welcome to Raccoon City.
I love that one.
It's good? I haven't seen it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just as like a person who watched people play the video game, I felt like I was watching people play the video game. And there were some scenes in there that even I was like, I may need to turn on a light. I don't know. But it definitely had the jump scares, but it brought me back to when I first watched horror, and it had those jump scares that just like kind of creeped out. Like there's a scene where he's like flicking the light, like like a lighter, and it's just flashing on, and then like the zombie's gone, and then like the zombie's there, and then you know, those little classic ones that if you watched like 90s and 2000 horror stuff, that's just kind of what gripped you.
Okay.
So I loved that one.
Yeah, I really want to see it because it has one of my favorite actors in it. He played like King Tut in this mini series called Tut, and I really like him. So I've been wanting to see it, but I haven't seen it yet because it's like on none of the streaming services that I own. So
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't love it as much as Bethany did. I thought it was good. I think this movie also has a love-hate relationship with a lot of fans. A lot of people really liked it, but then you get the same hate that you get towards the series.
Yeah.
From the diehard fans. But the thing is, like Bethany said, it's really scary. It's got some jump scares, and the best part of it was what you said with the lighter when he's switching it to get those flashes. It was really freaky and creepy.
This fan base is really hard to please because I remember when the Resident Evil movies were going and people didn't like it because it wasn't like the video games, or when you did get something from the video game, it seemed so cheesy. Like I remember so many people were so angry about Nemesis and how he came out and all this stuff. And it's weird. And now that those are done, like when you go through the comment sections of this show, you'll be like, I want Alice back. I'm like, where were y'all before? What happened?
Please write on that one.
Yeah.
It should be called Angry Teenager in the Dead World.
You nailed it.
Well, I mean, that's what I think the 2036 sequences with the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse are really good.
Yeah.
I enjoy them. I think the action is good. The zombies are well done. It's just then you switch back to 2022, you know, where it's high school angst. You know,
they should have just the whole 2022 sequence. I understand it because they want to
expecting a vampire to show up.
They want to feed you more, but I think what they should have did was probably just made that whole sequence just like the long first day of the outbreak or something. Like just have her do what she needs to do to get the infection out, and then it's just them until they leave Raccoon City.
Yeah, that would have been easy to do. You're right.
Yeah,
actually,
they definitely could have just pulled that off instead of them going to school. And Raccoon City is weird. It's like a cult. I don't know. It's a work thing. I guess it's like those Amazon towns that they're building. But it's weird. I was like,
it's like
all your parents work at the same place,
right?
Huh? Yeah,
it's supposed to be New Raccoon City.
Yeah, but it's like everybody's parents work for Umbrella Corp, and we all go to the same high school, and they're all still, I don't know, cliquey teenagers, which is this is the one thing that set me and my wife off. So the bully, Billy's bully, goes to sit down, and then they pull this whole "you can't sit with us" thing. So she is being bullied.
Yeah.
And then she goes and picks a fight. I was just like, what is going on? Like, why are you continuing this circle? How are you the bully? You're the loser. You just got kicked out of that table.
Because she's a teenager.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I liked that. I liked. Okay, you're going to bully me. Well, I'm going to bully the next lowest level. in the school. I'm going to go after the new girl, but I still love that. My favorite scene.
Who hurt you, Scott? Who hurt you?
I'm not saying I agree with it. I understand. But my favorite scene, though, was when Wesker just did the dressing down.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah, it was a power scene. It was a demonstration of power.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's what
I think it's the first thing that you see of Wesker as a boss.
Yeah.
Like, because everything else is him being a partner with the girl or being a dad. So it's a different dynamic when you're actually a boss taking care of stuff. And you can kind of see why he got to that position and why he's managing that stuff.
That was such a great scene because that dad was a dick. Dad
It was so satisfying.
You just saw him shrink down in both ways just through the whole talk.
In front of his bully daughter.
What I'm hoping is they continue that development of Wesker. And that you see like the one moment where he goes from being the caring umbrella scientist and the loving father to the Wesker we all know and despise.
Yeah. It's almost like he has multiple personalities.
I want to know what's going on with him injecting himself with the girls' blood. That's what I want to know.
That's going to come out later.
Okay.
That's all coming soon.
Yeah.
So there's little bits like that I can see as what's kind of going to keep it like go towards it, keeping it going on that decision, because there's enough little hints that you're like, okay, it's building up to something, but I just don't know what yet. And I don't know if I have the patience for it yet.
How is Umbrella still in business? Because they had to nuke the first Raccoon City after they messed up. Then they moved to Mexico. And then they did something over there. And now they're in South Africa. So I'm just kind of like, where's the
cover
FDA?
up?
Where's the CDC? Well, somebody.
Yeah, well, they're doing a lot of government work. So the government's covering it up.
The government's covering up. And, I'm sure there's a lot of politicians around the world who are greased and a lot of CEO,
Oh man, Scott's got to cut out again right now.
It's when I come back and there's somebody else in my place, we're in really trouble.
With a Scott mask on? That's me, really.
The thing about Umbrella is like them like developing this joy thing when it's like, oh, we want to make joy and we want to help with depression and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But you're still using this T virus to do it. I just don't understand, like, why? And then, like, I don't know. I mean, I know it serves a purpose story-wise, but it just makes no sense. I don't like when things just keep happening and they keep doing it. That's why I don't like Jurassic Park. Because it just keeps happening. They just keep
fighting words.
Question.
Lee has a good question down there.
What is world define?
He means it was the new the new Walking Dead show.
That one.
World Beyond.
World Beyond.
No, I like Daybreak. If you haven't seen Daybreak, it's a YA like zombie apocalypse thing. And it's all about this dude trying to find this girl, and the kids everyone that's an adult turned into a zombie, and the kids are like sectioned off into groups. So there's like Jockville, and then there's cheerleader. Yeah, I did
see that.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Matthew Broderick was the bad guy.
Netflix.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It's a great show, but they canceled it. It only made one season. Which was a shame.
The fact that he was Ferris Bueller and now he's like this old bad dude to the teenagers. It was so good.
He was a giant dick. He just and he ate kids. He actually ate some of them. So it was you got to see that, Scott. Just that first. Season. It's worth it.
Daybreak's one of my favorites, and I liked Freakish too. I don't as far as like because I couldn't stand the teens in this one, so I wouldn't say this is my favorite.
If we have to decide on like a teenage type show like this, mine would definitely be the one that I was part of the last panel on with the Korean one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
that would be my top
dead.
like
all of us are dead. I forgot
that would be my like teen angst
zombie
show.
That was pretty good.
See, that was done well. There were annoying
Mhm.
teens, but there were also teens. I think that's the problem. Like, we had Jade, who was really annoying, and then we had Billy, who didn't talk enough to like balance it out. So we needed someone that balanced out Jade's annoyingness.
Mm-hmm.
At least her dad needed somebody.
Oh gosh. Don't make me go grounder again.
All right, so 3 episodes in. I know, Sylvester, Rich, don't base it on the whole series. What do we each give it on a scale of 1 to 10, first 3 episodes? Stephanie.
I'd say like a 4. Like only because it takes. You said 1 to 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 4. So, but it's if I never see it again, I'll be okay. Like if I don't continue it on, I'll be okay with that. But there's enough in there that I kind of want to see, like with the why is he injecting himself? The 3rd episode, I feel like had more action in it, so that gives me some hope that there's going to be more action down the road. But yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Okay. Rich?
I agree with Bethany. I give it a 4. However, there's potential to grow. I think generally when you get a series like this, the first season is the best season. I'm just hoping that's not the case with this. If it can, again, from a monetary standpoint, I don't know if this is going to survive, but if it does and it comes back, I'm just hoping they build on what happens later on. But insofar as the first 3 episodes, no, I would only give it probably a 4.
Oh. Sylvester?
I would probably be like a 4 or 5. The only thing that like kept me going for those episodes was I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't, although I love zombies, I enjoyed the fact that it was more about like the mutated animals. They were the biggest.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoyed seeing, and I wanted to see how much more of that we would get. Like I wanted to see if we were going to get a pack of dogs instead of like just the dogs.
Right.
So yeah, that definitely I give it a 5 for that. And I like adult Jade.
I'm with Mona. It's a 3.5. It's the scenes with the teenagers are too boring. The whole 2020 is dragging. 2036 is great. I think the special effects are great. The spider was done very well. The dog, the liquor, but first 3 episodes, I probably wouldn't watch it if I didn't commit myself to this podcast.
If you weren't hosting.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you weren't hosting the show.
I would still watch it, but if I don't remember it a month from now, it's bad.
Yeah.
I gotta say, as someone who hasn't really like played a lot of the games, and we were talking before about the fan base, about how hard it is to please it, and I think like it's because there's so many different fan bases.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you were mentioning Star Wars and Star Trek. Like I'm a Trekkie, and you get anyone who you get debates about original Star Trek, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all that. Like you're going to have so many different people with so many different opinions based off those different ones. Yeah. And I think it's like that with Resident Evil. You can't please it because there's so many different fan bases for it. Yeah. So as someone who hasn't really seen the games too much, the animals, like the mutated giant animals, threw me off, only because in the movies you only see like the zombie version of like the dogs and the liquor and those mutations. But like the giant, what was that at the very beginning? It was like a giant caterpillar, or
it was a big
caterpillar.
Yeah. I like when that popped out, I was like, huh? Like I was so lost. But then then they kept going with the spider and stuff. So that's kind of interesting. But that's when you're like, it's a new world.
I didn't mind the giant caterpillar. I thought it was great, but then when they had all of those extensions coming off of it, it was like, make up your mind.
I never really thought about it like this, but I mean, like each game is definitely a different story. So even each game has their own fan base. Like I think 4 is like the best game, and I have friends that think 2 is the best game, and So yeah, it definitely is hard to please everybody, because like for me, 4 is amazing. So when aspects of 4 came into the show, I was real hyped up. So
was 4 the one that took place in Africa with the hordes of fast zombies?
No, was it?
Oh.
No, it was.
You have to think about it. It's your favorite one.
No, it's not the one that I don't think it takes place in Africa with the hordes of zombies.
Okay, that must be 5.
I had to save the president's daughter, and there was a speedboat, and there was a knife fight, which caught me off guard because I thought it was a cutscene.
No, I don't remember playing that game.
Isn't there like a creepy chick in the game series?
In the recent one, the big vampire lady that everybody likes to cosplay.
Like she's got a big hat.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay, that'd be cool if she's in there.
She's got
like
a big hat.
That's how I know things.
Yeah, she was in the recent one.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that would be cool if like she makes an appearance or something.
No, yeah, I mean, I would love to see different aspects of the video games in this. I mean, the fact that it's set so far ahead into the future, I feel like every video game should be in this, because every video game pretty much has Umbrella still as this giant corporation. Like the rest of the world doesn't know how many times they've almost killed people.
Well, they can do whatever they want. They could give a nod to Alice. They could
they could.
Even if it's just like on the wall with the ALICE is.
I thought it'd be funny if the movies were movies in this universe.
That would be
Actually, yeah.
And then you could bring in the actress, but she's just the actress, and now she has to be Alice because the world fell apart.
You should definitely call the producers on that. That's a great idea.
Watch the bully's name is Alice. No.
You went there. That's also a great idea.
So
would be hilarious.
Rich and Sylvester, without giving anything away, for those of us that haven't watched the rest of it, does it get better?
So, better is not the right word.
The story makes more sense.
Yeah, you get all of the questions that you're asking right now, and all of the things that you want to see or don't want to see, you're either going to see or not see later on. But they do answer a lot of the questions that you guys have posed up to now. And it ends on a cliffhanger that leaves a lot. It leaves a lot that you're gonna have more questions on.
See, the ending left me with the question of should I care?
Excuse me.
And I'm not officially sure yet.
Yeah,
so. I get that. I do.
I'm not officially sure yet.
I wouldn't be upset if this thing got canceled. Yeah. I will watch the next season if they have another season, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Like Sylvester said, like Daybreaker, that was great. Yeah. I would love to see a second season.
I was so hyped up. Like the end of that show, I was ready for season 2 because I was just like, yeah. And then they're like, no. And I was like, what?
Well, didn't Netflix do V Wars?
Yeah, they
canceled that too.
Well, and that was stupidity on 2 of the producers' parts. That was the most popular series. It was bringing in the highest numbers. And 2 of the producers started butting heads over it, so they decided to cancel the show out of spite, to spite each other. So, God knows, the way Netflix producers are thinking right now, this might become like an 8-season series.
All I know is every show I've liked on Netflix gets canceled. So this one will probably be fine.
The only reason
we'll keep it for 12 seasons.
Right.
The only reason I keep Netflix is because they have the best Korean zombie movies and Korean zombie series.
They really do.
You can't find them anywhere else.
Oh, well, I keep it because I'm still watching The Walking Dead, Winona Earp, and Van Helsing.
So I finished Van Helsing.
Oh, you did?
Last season goes off the rails a little, but it's still good. But they canceled Winona Earp.
Yeah.
Talk about earth shattering. I mean, that hit me in the feels. I love that show. It was great.
I was an Earper. I was in there.
Me too.
Yeah,
it just stopped.
Yeah. I never saw those shows.
Sabrina. Yeah.
Never saw those shows. I've got them to watch. I figure I just don't have time. I figure like if I ever come down with COVID or pneumonia or something and I'm laid up for a week, I'm just going to binge watch.
I like shows like that, like Winona Earp and stuff. I'll watch while I'm like editing. Like if I'm like editing through my books and I can just listen to it in the background and get it going, then yeah. And then my wife, she's big on television, so she'll be like, "This is TV time. Stop." I'm like, "Oh."
Cal, you ought to thank your son. My nephew, who's about 10 years old, finally pushed me to watch Stranger Things. It's one of the best shows out there.
Oh yeah, we just started it. Actually, we just started it.
The first one, Sylvester, or the fourth? Oh, the first.
We're on the first episode right now.
So fantastic! It's really good.
Episode.
You got a long way to go.
Yeah.
You're in good hands too.
And the great thing is when you think you can't beat season 1, season 2 beats it. And you think, okay, but they're not going to do it. Season 3 and season 4 was even better. Though season 4.
Oh my gosh, they had Freddy Krueger in it, and I was so excited about that. It's not a spoiler; he's just a little cameo. But oh my gosh,
I heard the whole season 4 had Nightmare on Elm Street vibes to it. So
kind of does.
I'm excited for that. I am.
Yeah.
So
another good show that you guys might like is called Dark. If you don't mind subtitles.
No,
but it's on
Norwegian, right? Isn't that a Norwegian show?
Yeah, like I had to take notes because there is a lot of time element in there, and I kind of had to take notes on who was who. But it is so well written, and it is so catching or captivating that you are just like hanging on it. So I think that was a really good show. I've gotten like half my coworkers into it.
there's one zombie show. Because I was thinking about kid drama or teen dramas, but there's one with adult dramas that we watched, and I think it's called like To the Lake, and it's got this dude.
Yes,
it's Russian. Yeah, it's good.
I watched that on the airplane. Yes,
this guy with his wife and his ex-wife, like the amount of drama in this man's life
and
is
his neighbor.
Yeah, the neighbor has to go see his dad that he had a falling out with. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like,
I mean, a scene.
Oh no!
Oh, Scott.
He's about to give out the secrets.
You're frozen again, buddy. Can you hear us?
I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
I can't hear you. My internet here sucks.
Okay. So
Day of the Dead on Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It took a while.
I liked it. I thought it
took
was
a while.
Probably...
Like I wasn't into like I think it's just because I love the Day of the Dead movie so much. I'm just sitting there like a grumpy old person now. I'm just like, But then I really got into it. And like probably around like episode 3 or 4, I was really invested. And I just love it. It's a good show.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like
Lee asked, what's our favorite zombie movie of all time?
That's a trick question.
I know. I could no sooner choose a favorite star in the heavens.
So I don't have that problem, but mine's is a toss-up. It switches every day. It's between Day of the Dead, the original, and Train to Busan. So,
Train to Busan.
Yeah.
Bethany?
I'm gonna get some hate. I know I am.
Well, you know.
Okay. Obviously, Train to Busan. That's like top dog.
You want to say Army of the Dead, don't you? Go ahead. It's
okay. That one I do like that one. Yeah, that's totally my vibe right there.
I love that one.
Yeah. But okay, I liked World War Z. I read the book, but I like it separate from the book, like as its own movie. So
no hate this way. I agree. I think it's great.
Yeah,
it's very, very edgy and very, very tense. The whole movie, the whole time is tense.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think that's a great flick.
I'll just keep my
Scott, what do you say?
Yeah, I know. Sylvester.
Oh, Scott's locked. He's locked up again. So my favorite would have to be
I love the scene when
Shaun of the Dead.
Here we go again.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
Definitely
we lost
good.
you again, buddy, but you're back. I can see you moving. So
go ahead. What you got, Seth?
I'm back. World War Z, my favorite scene in it was when they talked to the CIA agent in the jail in Korea.
Oh, yeah.
I
Who
just
pulled his
love
teeth
that.
out?
When he's talking about how the North Koreans pulled out everybody's teeth in 24 hours. That was also my favorite. Was also my favorite scene in the book when the South Korean officer was looking over the DMZ, thinking that they all went underground and wondering what would have happened if one of them was infected.
Yeah.
But my favorite good zombie movie is the 2005 remake of Dawn of the Dead by Zack Snyder.
Love
that. It's
tied
brilliant.
for tops with me
Such
too.
good.
It's impossible to
movie.
choose.
The other one I love, and if you haven't seen it, it's the one that got me hooked years ago when I was about 10 or 11. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
Oh.
I've heard about that one.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a crappily made movie.
Yeah.
It was a cheap independent production. The acting sucked, the photography sucked, the script sucked, but the scene when the zombies start rising from the dead and come out of the grave and attack these 2 or 3 guys that are in the graveyard. There's one scene, it still creeps me out, where the guy is walking backwards and a hand comes out and grabs his leg, and this female zombie pulls herself up his legs and up his waist onto his back and then knocks him over and starts eating them. It's creepy. It's eerie. It's a fantastic movie.
So one movie I finally got to watch that I really loved was One Cut of the Dead. That's on Shudder.
It's Japanese, right?
Yeah. So
it's pretty good.
So it's all about the director filming a zombie movie in just one thing. So I'm watching the movie, and then the credits came, so I thought it was done. So I wrote my review. I was just like, oh yeah, this is good. But it wasn't done. That was just half the movie. And then then they went into the behind the scenes of them making the movie. So it was the movie within the movie, and it was just amazing.
What's it called?
One Cut of the Dead.
One Cut of the Dead.
Yeah.
I'm putting it down.
Once that second half came and it explained so much of the whole movie, I was just like, this is brilliant. I love this.
So that movie, the reason it's called One Cut is because it starts and never stops.
Yeah.
The filming never stops. There's no like cut scenes or it goes away or pre and post.
Where can I find that?
It's just
Shudder. It's on Shudder right now.
Shudder. All right.
Yeah.
Rich,
It's all filmed in one cut.
What's your favorite zombie movie?
It's a toss up between the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead and Shaun of the Dead. I'm a big fan of the comedy in zombie, which is why I loved Z Nation. But it's just they just married everything so well together. The acting was great. The script was great. The zombies were they weren't like these grotesque things that you see on The Walking Dead. They hadn't brought it yet. It was just it was excellent the way they did it. And Simon Pegg and Nick Frost just nailed everything. They were just so stupid and they just nailed it perfectly. And I loved every minute of that movie.
It was funny and it got your emotions going.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when people were fitting to die, you really cared about these people. So I love Shaun of the Dead. Such a good movie.
What did you guys think of The Dead Don't Die with Bill Murray?
Oh, I couldn't wait for that.
I didn't watch that.
I cannot wait to never watch that again. It was, I was so excited to see it, and I was talking to my wife, and I was like, "This is gonna be Bill Murray."
Exactly.
You've already seen a zombie movie with Bill Murray in it. But he stars in this one. It's gonna be great. And I looked over to her halfway, and I was like, "Honey, I am so sorry. So bad."
My wife loves The Walking Dead. Bill Murray in a comedy. Oh, we got to see this. She loves Zombieland. I think I laughed more at commercials than I did at this movie.
See, I've never watched it. I think it's on HBO, but I've heard such bad things about it, and I wasn't interested. I don't know.
We're friends, Sylvester, so I'm going to save you. Just don't. It's not worth it.
All right.
Now,
but anyway, what do you say, Bethany? You brought it up, right?
So I like it. But once again, it's because I like that humor. Like when they make the little comment with Star Wars and he has the keychain.
Yeah.
When they're playing the Dead Don't Die song the whole time, and he's like, "Well, why are you playing this?" Well, it's the name of the movie. Like, I love those little moments. I mean, is it like my top movie? No, but I'll put it on when I'm cleaning sometimes. So.
Oh no, I'll never watch that one. That would just part of the. It was just such a letdown for me because I wanted to see it so badly. And then my wife's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" I was like, "I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I didn't make the movie." So
yeah, but
I mean, how bad can a movie be if Bill Murray can't save it?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Bill Murray. I love Bill Murray, but he couldn't save that movie.
No.
I do like I like zombie comedies. I love zombie comedies. I'll watch them.
Zombieland was good.
Yeah.
I like Zombieland. I like Night of the Living Dead. That was good. That was like a rom-com.
That was good.
Yeah. So like I love zombie comedies.
There was like a musical zombie one too.
Anna and the Apocalypse.
Yeah. That one was catchy.
That was so good. Oh, that was such a good movie. And then it ended like the song that they sung. I think it was like "No One Can Be a Hero" or something like that. But like the way they sung it, it made you feel like, oh well, maybe they're going on to live their lives, or maybe they just watched everyone die and this is it. And I was just like, I love this.
Now a movie I guess you'd throw it into the comedy that I was really impressed with was Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet and the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
So I can't remember the name of the book, but I read that actually right there. I read the book before I saw the movie, and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before because I actually went to the movies to see that.
I think it's still the book's Warm Bodies. I think it's called Warm Bodies. Yeah.
And I saw it at the movies, and I was like, wow, this is great. And it really did. You're right, Scott. It caught me. I thought it was excellent.
And those bad zombies were just freaking.
The skeleton ones.
Yeah. Ugh. All right, we've been about an hour, so let's wrap this up. We will be back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. Central.
To talk about Disney zombies.
Yeah. Don't laugh. That just happened. Rated R on Disney Channel is happening, and it's Marvel Zombies.
I watch it with my girls.
I've seen all three of them.
Oh no! There's a series coming. It's done. It's a done deal. They're already filming. It's happening. So and it's going to be on Disney Channel, and it's rated R.
What?
Yes.
I have got the plot written out. I want to do a zombie apocalypse in Disneyland. It's going to be called "It's a Dead World After All." I've got this great scene where there's like a big fight where the survivors are fighting zombies on the "It's a Small World" ride, where that's the only song playing in the background.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, there's tunnels too. Lots of tunnels.
Yes.
Oh yeah, underneath there. Yeah.
So we're going to be here next Wednesday. We're going to be doing episodes 4, 5, and 6. And so we'll be here. So watch them. We'll give you our opinions on them. We'll tell Rich and Bethany and I will tell Rich and Sylvester whether we agree the series is getting better. If you enjoy the show, hit the like button down below. We can always use the support. And guys, what are you all up to? Bethany?
Not much. No, I'm working on, still bumping out the Highway of the Dead series. I have Vela with Gabby Jones mystery series. And that's about it.
Yeah, but that's good.
Sylvester?
I just signed with Dark Lit Press to do a zombie pirate book. So that's coming out in February. It's called Dead Soil. And it's going to be about a slave ship that gets overrun by the dead. So, yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Great.
Yeah.
And Rich?
I am writing the fourth in the Zombie Theory series, about maybe 15,000 words in. and I've got a Sasquatch book coming out hopefully in May. I got two. I'm working on 2 different anthologies right now. I got a story in each. That's about it for me.
Okay.
You, Scott?
My third paranormal book, The Ghosts of the Maria Doria, will be released August 19th. And while I'm getting that ready, I've started working on the Chronicles of Paul, the second zombie book in that series. And I've decided, whereas Nurse Alyssa is more realistic, if you can call a zombie apocalypse realistic, I'm just having dead out fun with this one. I watched Dead Rising a couple of months ago, and it's like, that's going to be the rest of the theme of the book. Absurd kills, bad jokes. So
good.
I love that you're having dead out fun. That's all zing.
So everybody, again, all of you, thank you for being on the panel tonight. Appreciate it.
Of course.
All of you out there, thanks for joining us. And we will see you all next week.
All right.
Ciao.
Later. See ya.